Welcome, everybody, to today's special bonus episode of The Adventures of the Masquepade, Tork edition. I hear an ad going off in my ear. We're gonna ignore that. No, it's actually just me talking on stream.
Oh no. The fun of being a moderator and the DM.
I'm gonna hope that works. Oh, this is awful. Uh,
Yeah, well.
okay, so today's special episode is brought to you by a series of unfortunate events that happened in the last main episode of the campaign, where towards the end, Tork got separated from the group because they were rolling poorly on perception, and they rolled 3 1s in a row to try and find their way back. Which, the way we're playing the game right now is that 1s are crit fails, so something horrible or wacky can potentially happen to you, and 20s are a crit success, as is the norm. But I'm using it the way that is more homebrew than classical D&D style, so it can, if you roll a 20 or you roll a 1, it still has an effect outside of combat. So, Tork rolled, or Toreen, as she was wandering around, chewing on this stick, going back to Nightingale's hut with seemingly other group. She got separated and suddenly found herself in a plain of purple tall grass and a bright, vibrant yellow sky. And she had a thought, and she remembered, this is what the Feywild looks like. So, we're just gonna roll on into it. Tork, if you'd like to switch to the track that you found.
Alright. Pause that one. There we go. And switch on over.
Change window. Okay, so fucking buttons. You find yourself in just this field. It's a field of just tall purple grass, kind of like wheat, and the air has this fragrant smell of vanilla, cotton candy, and lilacs. What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to do something I haven't done since I think the first session. I'm going to stand up on my hind legs and see if I can see further than where I'm at.
Oh god, Doppler effect. Okay, so roll. As you stand up, you see over the tall grass, and you can just barely see it when you're a dog, but as you're standing up, or when you're on your forelegs, as you stand up on your hind legs, you look out, and it's just this sea of grass. In the very far distance, you can kind of make out tree lines to the east, but it's hard to see. It just, there's nothing but purple.
Well, since there's nothing easily noticeable in the area besides those tree lines, I'm going to start making my way towards those tree lines.
Alright, you start doing that, and you start walking. And you continue walking. And then, some
Welcome to
time
Ice
passes.
Age.
Well, no. I mean, basically, You walk for what feels like, maybe 2 hours or so. And, do you go to look for the tree line again?
Yes.
You look and the tree line seems to still be where it was. And your paws hurt. You've just been doing nothing but walking. You're still battered from that fight with the dryad. And you're tired.
I'm going to take a closer look around my surroundings.
Okay, make a perception check.
13.
13. Is this with your perception modifier?
No, I forgot to open those up. Give me a moment. I think that was a +3.
It is. So 13 plus 3, 16. Yeah, okay, so you look around and you catch, out of the corner of your eye, you see a new color besides the purple. It's like a splash of green and blue just off to, let me get my freaking mouse. Oop, beep-doop. Gonna use red. You see it over here. Just barely out of the corner of your eye.
Over where?
Here.
Squiggles. Is it over where your mouse is, or?
Do you not see the color?
Oh,
color?
I see it now. Well, I'm not going to feel too comfortable sleeping out in the open in an area I don't know. So I'm just going to walk over there since it doesn't seem like I'm getting any closer to the tree line.
Okay, so you start making your way over there, and as you do, about here, you can kind of make it out. It's pretty tiny, but it looks like it looks like a small person. You say that hesitantly because this little person, they look kind of like a half elf, or not a half elf, a halfling with pointed ears and a really short demeanor. But they have this wild plumage of what seems to be feathers on top of their head, and on their back you see some brightly colored yellow and blue and teal wings on them. Teal colored wings.
Am I able to tell if they look dangerous or not?
You can make an insight check.
Alrighty. That will be 13 with my insight.
Okay, so fucking yes. Oh my goodness, no one can see that. Oh, I hit caps lock apparently. Give me just a second. You said you rolled a 13?
Yep. Oh, I rolled a 12 plus 1 for 13.
Ah, yes. Oh god, the Doppler effect. Tokens, there are my tokens. I don't have too many tokens. Shit. We'll just make it this one and bring it down to 100. Perfect. And she was right about... Oh, bring it out smaller. Down to 70. Working on the fly, folks. Boop. Boop. Gaussian blur. So you got a 13 plus 1.
No, 12 plus
you...
1, 13.
Gotcha. So you look at her and you don't see a weapon on her, and she just seems to be like milling about, picking at the grass, and you see that she has like a little satchel. She's picking up some of the grass and putting in this satchel, and you can see that she has a little straw weavings of little dolls and animals hanging off like a belt along with some bells. She doesn't appear to have noticed you, but she doesn't look really threatening. She just looks more odd than anything.
I'm going to approach them, but making enough noise so as not to surprise them when I do get close to them.
Alright, so you're walking around and you're kind of making little hops and grunts, and she definitely hears you, and she looks at you as you get there, and she's like, "Oh, hello. You don't seem to be around here."
No, I got quite lost. Would you be able to tell me where I am?
Oh, that's a strange thing to ask me. Don't you already know that? You're in the Feywild.
Yes, but this is quite an open field. I don't even know if I'm near any of the cities.
She looks at you a little strangely. Cities?
Aren't there settlements in the Feywild?
Oh, sure, there are settlements. But everyone knows a city is a myth.
Well, I don't remember much, so...
She looks at you a little closer. Oh, you're wearing a mask. I see. That is unfortunate. You mask bearers. You'd think that these problems would have gone away, but here they are. Don't let them catch you here, though. They're a bit too scared of the mask bearers. Not a good sign. We tend to leave the woes of the physical plane to the physical plane, after all.
Well, with that in mind, do you know perhaps a way for me to get back to the physical plane? I did not intend to come here in the first place.
Oh, there are many ways to get in, and there are many ways to get out. I, for one, have never left this area. From what I understand, my parents fell into here, and I've lived here for a very long time. Tell me, is the moon still there?
As far as I know.
I met some strange folks, and she sits down on the ground and starts pulling out the straw from her satchel, and she's running it between her fingers and weaving. I saw some other strange
sit down
folks.
on my haunches while we're talking.
Do that. I saw some strange folks who came here a while back. They were jabbering on about how the moon goddess was dead. And how there were 3 moons. 3! Very odd. I mean, here we don't have moons, but from what my parents described, it was a very pretty thing, a moon. What did they describe it as? A paler sun, I believe? Yes?
Yeah, set in a very black sky.
Black? She looks at you, kind of in awe. What is black.
Well, picture all the color around you. And now imagine all that color gone. That is black.
She thinks. I don't think I can.
I guess it would be a little hard if your entire place was this colorful all the time.
What do you mean, this colorful?
Well, where I come from, plants don't have these colors. They're normally green, and that's generally it, unless it's a flower.
Green? I'm the only green thing I've seen, save for a few other species, but green is not the color of nature. Oh, you folk from the surface. So funny. You are quite an odd color. You are muddy. Almost muddy purple? What do you call the colors? I recognize the white on your paw. I do not recognize the other colors that make you up.
Well, I imagine what you're seeing as muddy is I was literally in a fight in mud before I got lost.
Mud is not that color. And she digs at the ground a little bit, and she pulls up like a small handful of dirt, and it's indigo. This is the color of mud. You look pale. Faint? It's very strange.
Are you saying I look white?
No, but you look white with a different color. And she looks a little frustrated. It is usually the color of, I've seen it a couple of times from a couple of strangers. They called what they wore, leather, but leather does not come in those colors. At least not that I had ever seen.
Brown?
Brown? And she looks at you quizzically with these big blue eyes, and she cocks her head. Brown.
The color you get when you take a lot of different kind of like paints or pigments and mix them together?
Oh, is that how that is made? It always turns out red. You are a very strange companion. What is your name?
People know me as the dog.
Well, people know me as Fleischer.
Nice to meet you.
It is nice to meet you too, the dog. And she holds out her hand to shake your paws.
Not many people feel comfortable shaking my paws.
Why not?
It's not seen as customary where I come from.
I don't quite follow. There are many dogs and there are many animals here. I think I just unplugged my fucking keyboard. There it is. Good.
Well, if it's comfortable for you, and I shake her hand.
You do, and she gives you a warm smile, and she says, "So you are looking to get back to the, as you say, physical plane."
Yes.
Well, there are many ways to do it. Get yourself lost as possible, but then you could end up finding some very dangerous people. Very dangerous creatures. It
Well,
is generally that you must follow the grass and whisper to it. After all, the grass loves the song of the people.
song of the people.
Yes, whatever song is in you. I suppose this is not something you'd quite understand, but the Feywild, it's... Oh, how do I explain it? They're... just fucking 14 plus... Get my fucking heavy ass book out. Okay. She looks and she says, the Feywild has no gods. Therefore, the Feywild itself is considered a kind of entity. It moves and it shifts, and you always find your way to a place, so long as you're willing to be aware of it. You must treat the Feywild. You must treat the land around you as if it's another person, as it were. So, and she takes out one of the woven dolls that she's made, and she stands up and she chucks it off into the distance. And you hear something stir in the grass. And then the part of the grass, you see it. It's almost like a mirage, and you aren't quite sure you're perceiving it correctly, but it's almost like the grass kind of shrinks. It shrinks and it sways in an odd manner against the wind and curves. It's almost eerie. And Fleischer looks around and she points. I believe someone over there could help you.
Thank you for your help.
Oh, of course, the dog. I wish you luck getting back to the physical plane.
And I wish you a pleasant time.
Oh, very right, very right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yes?
And I start walking towards where she indicated.
Alright. She indicated this way, so you start making your way over there. And she vanishes. And you keep trekking on for a while. And make a perception check.
15 plus 3 equals 18.
18. You start smelling an aroma. It smells like onions and garlic, which up until this point you've just been smelling just basically cotton candy, and it's starting to give you a kind of a headache. And you smell that smell. Another layer over here. Start making your way over there? Or do you want to stand up and look? What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to stand up and look.
Alright, you do that. And you see poking out of the tall grass is like this looks like a thing of garlic. You know how garlic comes on like those vines sometimes?
You mean like cloves?
Yeah, you see just a bundle of garlic cloves just like frantically moving around. That's his part.
Oh, well, there's the clip tool.
Sorry.
I'm going to approach cautiously, going, hello?
Choking on army stew. So you do that, and you hear someone go, "Eh? What is that? What is that? What was over there? I heard you. Who said that?"
It's me, the dog.
I don't know anyone named Mean the dog.
Oh no, it's just the dog. How people know me.
The dog. The dog. And you see, as you come closer, you see this, this little man who has the head of an onion, and the roots kind of make up what appears to be like his beard growing down, and on top of him is just the plumage of garlic that you saw. And he's wearing these clothing made of faded purple and blue leaves, and he's got a little what appears to be a little thing of string beans as a cane, and he looks at you with tiny little eyes in his face, and he says, "Ow, I see. Someone else came and fell into the Feywild. What else is new?"
Yeah. Just trying to find my way back. I still someone over here could help me.
Oh. Oh, then, tell me this, son. You answer me a little... You entertain my thoughts a little bit. I may be able to help you. Or... dog.
Sounds fair.
And he strokes his beard and says, "I am the thing that awaits you when you are first born. I am feared by the young, I am dreaded by the middle, and I am accepted by the old. What am I?"
Is it life?
Oh, but no.
Aging, perhaps.
Nope, you got one more guess. I am loved by the young, dreaded by the middle, and accepted by the old. But I am the fate of all who are born.
Is it death?
He grins at you with no teeth, but he grins at you and says, "Yes! Death! Isn't that a fantastic concept?"
Yes. I suppose it is.
He looks at you quizzically. "You suppose? Let me tell you something. Life is a gift, but death is the treasure at the end of it. Those who do not die, their stories mean nothing. But those who live to be remembered and then fall, their stories are worth gold. Of course, no one up there uses gold anymore. No one up there uses gold." He starts wandering off, murmuring about gold and weaving and the Feywild. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to follow along behind him. It's not like I have anywhere else to go.
Okay. Make a perception check.
What's my perception again? Plus 3, that makes 17.
17. Take a bite of soup. You try and follow him, and it's weird. You see, from the tall grass, you could see his little bulbous head, the little garlic cloves on his head, or bulbs, and as you follow him, you blink, and he's suddenly over there. And you try and keep your eyes open, but as you blink again, you can't see the garlic cloves anymore.
Can I take a big whiff and see if I can perceive anything with that?
Sure, go ahead and roll with advantage.
10 and a 17, so 20 with advantage.
Okay. So you try to smell for him, and you think you catch a faint whiff of him, but it gets absorbed by a new smell. It smells like there's one smell that smells like roses, but you can't quite pinpoint where it is. And then there's another smell that smells like have you ever had one of those really old static TVs and they let off that ozone smell?
No, but I do know what ozone smells like.
It smells like that and fresh paint. You smell it somewhere, layer, new color, same old shit over here. But it's far.
Do I know which smell smells closer? Like, which one's stronger?
It would definitely be the ozone one. The rose one, you smell it, but it keeps coming and going.
What? Can I get up on my hind legs, smelling and looking around for the rose smell where it might be coming from?
Sure, roll perception.
8 plus 3 is 11.
11. That is not her number, is it? Yeah, no, you can't tell where it's coming from. You know it's there and it's around you, but you can't tell where it is. It's very faint. And as you're looking, you see the grass is growing taller around you. And kind of closing in.
Does this seem like a safe place, or...
Roll insight with disadvantage?
Oh no.
Getting that one.
3 and 4, so 4 with disadvantage.
You can't tell. The whole vibe of the Feywild is weird. It's off. Nothing here seems to make much sense.
Can I try whispering to the grass?
Sure. What do you whisper to the grass?
I don't fully understand what you're saying. Where shall I go?
Spawned. Fuck no. You don't feel anything. You also don't see anything around the grass. Make a history check.
Do I know that one? Oh, I'm dumb. That's right.
Yeah. You have a -1 to your stats.
That makes it a 15.
15. So the Feywild, from what you can remember and what they have told you, the Feywild acts as an entity. The type of entity it is a little chaotic at times. The laws that govern your world don't really apply to this world. And you try and remember why, and you faintly remember some part of a legend regarding the gods of the second world, or the gods of the first world. But you can't quite remember what that legend entails. You just remember the names of the first two gods and what their vaguely symbolic powers were. You know, there was Vash and Trill, known as Void and Full. But you can't quite remember what that entails. You just remember their names, and they have something to do with, basically, in your world, the creation myth.
The grass is like closing me in, correct?
Yeah, it's just super tall. Like 10 feet tall. And it kind of blocks out the sky. The grass does weirdly glow even though you're blocked in. It glows this faint purple and pink.
Does it hide me well?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
Enough to take a long rest?
Potentially. You don't know. You could risk it for a biscuit or you could move. You don't know.
I won't risk it for a biscuit.
Okay, so you're gonna get settled for a long rest. Okay. So how are you settling in for what seems like night?
I'm going to get down, curling into that like ball shape that dogs like to curl into. Taking care to keep my eye that has an injury above it facing towards the sky.
Okay, so you're gonna get settled for a long rest. Okay. Okay, so as you sleep, as you're starting to wind down with the scent of roses and lilacs and vanilla, it's somehow become less pungent than it was. You start sleeping and going into this fitful dream. You're having a nightmare. You see faces covered in blood, their jaws hanging open, showing needle-like teeth as long proboscis-like tongues stick out, whipping in the air wildly. You see the heads, these horrible heads, bobbing and weaving like they're attached to flailing electrical cables. They're closing in on you. They're ready to devour you whole. You see your party members, their faint outlines marked in shades of green, yellow, orange, purple, blue. They're getting eviscerated. And just as the heads are closing in on you, unable to move, unable to fight, because you're a dog without any know-how of how, your vision fills with a whirlwind of pink and purple petals. And you see a tall, elegant woman with this dark skin and this beautiful, beautiful mane of curly brown hair. And she's in this elegant white dress with purple jewels accenting it, and these beautiful soft lavender gloves that come all the way up to like towards her shoulder almost. And there's roses, purple roses in her hair, and on her face is a mask. It's a half mask, sort of like the Phantom of the Opera mask. If you've seen that.
Yep.
That sort of shape with these elegant rose gold carvings, and she's watching you, and she says, "How curious. You managed to survive. Not many have said to claim that. There are 5 others, too. Were you selected by gods, I have to wonder? Oh, the mysteries you could hold if only you remembered. And lost in this place of all places, forsaken by the gods and left to the energies that once ran rampant through our universe. Through your universe, I should say. Tell me, dog, what do you fight for?"
I fight for those I love.
How can you fight for someone you don't remember?
The heart does not forget.
She hums long and deep. You fight for those you don't remember, but you believe your heart has the key. What if there was no one left?
There is no one left, then why am I still here?
Perhaps the gods are playing a sick trick on you. They work in cruel and mysterious ways, as you so put it.
Well, if there's no one left, I'm still here. I guess I'll have to find out why.
Just curious. Mm. Your world is going to end. This time for good, maybe. And with that end, you'll take everybody with you, as you always do. And no one remembers. Isn't that a fun little twist of fate? If the world dies without a memory, did it ever exist in the first place?
Did it ever exist? If no one remembers, did it ever exist in the first place?
Yes. What is life after death except the memory of what was? But if no one remembers, was there ever a life to begin with?
Okay, I'm beyond confused, but
We have fun here.
trying to think of something to say, but I'm bewildered.
You look bewildered. And she sees this, and you see a sympathetic smile creep over her face. Perhaps you should not let the world end. It'd be a horrible fate for everything to be forgotten after so many eons of work. And who's to say that it will stop with this world? It may go to the next, and then to the galaxy, and then to the cosmos, until it devours everything. Of course, then would life start anew or no? So many questions.
So little time.
Very. Though time itself is an illusion.
So I've
I
been
will
told.
tell you what. Toreen. Yes?
Sorry, what'd she say?
She said, I'll tell you what, Toreen.
I perk
I'll
up
help
at
you
the
on
name.
Yeah, she knows your name. And she bends down to look at you, and she takes one hand and she takes off her mask, and half of her face is beautiful with these very dark brown eyes and full lips. The other half is skeletal and ashen, the skin withering and decaying as it's stretched thin like it's being mummified, and a blue eye stares at you. You and I come from very similar places. Once, I was in your paws. Then again, that was... And she thinks for a moment. Has it really been 10,000 years? No, longer. It was before the Third World ended, that's for sure. I almost failed then. And she looks back at you. Will you and this group you call friends fail us again? Or will you continue to succeed?
I will do my best not to fail.
And she smiles. And it's very kind and hopeful, and she gives a nod. I would hope so. In one moon time, when the largest moon... I gotta look up that name. I don't remember. When the largest moon creeps into its full glory on the physical plane, Come back to Opiate. There you will learn more of the truth. But it will cost much. Much pain that only you and your party will bear. You have been given a horrible, horrible task by your cruel gods, but someone understood. For they themselves cannot intervene in the lives of mortals. That was their deal, after all. So then, you are going to wake up, and you are going to follow the grass. You will sing to the grass and give it many compliments. You will say the sweetest things to it, and in return it will be sweet to you. Make your way there, and you will find your way home. Well, you'll find your way back. Finding way home will be a lot harder. After all, did you ever have a home to begin with?
I wouldn't know. I don't remember.
You hear a word in your head, rattling about, and I opened the wrong thing! It's depressing as you hear this word. It was a word you heard before you woke up. I guess not. Yep, there was that word. You hear failure ringing in your skull. And she gives you another sad, sympathetic smile as her visage starts to glow and particles of purple, white, and gold start coming off her person. She says, "Compliment and sing to the grass. Find your way to my tree. And from there, I will help you. But in 1 month's time, return to Opiate and learn." And she fades away. And you wake up, fully rested.
That was interesting.
So it would seem. Make a perception check.
Well, I love my dice. I do. But sometimes I just want to shoot them. 9 plus 3
No.
equals 12.
Okay. You see a rose beside you, a pale purple rose.
Is it planted or is it just lying there?
Just there, just lying there.
I will take this as a reminder. And I'll put it like in the satchel next to the chancla.
You put it in the fanny pack with the fucking shoe. You do that. And then, okay. So, what are you doing?
Oh, you beautiful grass. Where shall I go?
The grass swishes and swoons, and it does like a little teasing moment, like, stop.
I look at it, well, it's true.
The grass sways a little bit more.
I look at it and go, well, one of us has to be pretty, and it's certainly not me.
The grass lowers and rises and lowers and rises until it's in the form of a dog.
Still
a 3D dog.
A what dog?
A 3D dog. This grass has made a 3D version of you.
I look at it and go, that is impressive.
The 3D dog head perks up and wags its tail.
Now you're showing off.
The dog fucking makes a little grass movement. It's really weird to see because it's just basically grass shooting up and down to create this animated effect. And it does that it does a paw motion like, "Oh, stop." Stop it, you.
I just sit back on my haunches and clap my paws.
You do that and the tree bows, or the grass bows, and then sinks into the ground, creating a clear path to a small bonsai-looking tree with purple leaves and delicate little roses. And there sits a little girl. She kind of looks like a child version of that entity you met in the dream. She's wearing the mask and all.
Before anything else, I'll look at the grass at either side of the path and just go, "Thank you."
The grass creates like a thumbs up and does finger guns like, "Hey, no problem."
I'm not saying this is character, but this grass seems to have the same energy as shale.
You'll find a lot of things have the same energy as shale.
I'm going to follow the path over to the girl.
It's not very far. It's maybe, fucking... Oh, Adobe. It's right here. I'll put fucking a new icon. I'm sad I don't actually have a rose for this.
All of your icons and you don't have a rose?
I do have a rose. Oh, shit. It's an abstract rose, but still a rose, therefore it counts. Go right here. So, you look at this little girl, and she smiles and nods to you. And she points at a hole under this bonsai-looking tree.
Pause. Ad break.
Is it happening right now?
Yep. I don't know if it's for everyone.
I hear it, so therefore it must. Ooh, I got channel points. Yay! Let me just fucking... Cool.
You gonna make me hydrate? Because it seems
can
like
I?
a you thing to do.
Yes! Fucking everyone should hydrate, bitch. How do I spend my channel points?
This little circle, you click on it.
It's a purple tree. How fucking adequate.
Cheers.
I will also hydrate. SVM. But it's tea. Ah! Don't do it right in the mic! Don't do that shit!
Well, how else are you gonna know that I'm actually doing it?
I'll just take your word for it, and if not, your fucking liver or your kidneys will tell me otherwise later when you get fucking kidney stones and shit.
Well, I'm drinking Propel Immune Support, I think it's called. Orange raspberry, it's delicious.
That does sound good. I'm drinking, cranberry crema black tea.
Barring the tea, that does sound good.
It's really good. Like, certain teas are just, like, I like dessert teas. Anyways, back to the story. What are you doing?
So, pointing at a hole.
Yes. Under this tree. It kind of looks like a fox den.
I look at him and I go, "You want me to jump in the hole?"
That would probably be wise. It is a way back home. Well, not home. You don't know where that is yet, do you?
No, I don't suppose I do. Thank you for all your help.
I hope to see you again one day. Perhaps it'll be soon. And her eyes kind of look glum and haunted, but She quickly lifts them back up to you and gives a nod.
Before I jump back in the hole, I'm going to look at her and I'm going to go, "Is there a name I may call you by the next time I meet?"
She thinks for a moment. I have many names. But for a lich, you may call me the Lich.
Well, thank you, the Lich.
Thank you, the dog. And she giggles to herself at the name.
Well, back to my friends I go. I jump in the hole.
You jump in the hole and you start crawling through, and soon the smell of cotton candy and roses and vanilla and lilac vanishes behind you and is replaced by the horrible smell of a fox and the smell of dirt and mud and swamp water.
Oh, that certainly smells like where I came from.
You see a light at the end of the tunnel and you pop your head out, and it's a tight squeeze to get out, but you find yourself, you're back in the swamp, but you don't quite know where you are. But, let's see here. Let's see if we can do things. Nope. You're gonna have to find your way back to the group, but it shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. And that is where we'll end today's bonus fucking session of bullshittery.
Cheers!
Cheers. Oh, that's Adobe. That's Adobe. Don't look at my Adobe. Stop looking at my Adobe! Change the window! Fuck!
Scene change.
There we go.
There we go.
Cool. So, you got out of the Feywild. See, it wasn't too fucking bad.
Me and my stupid dog self.
Yes! Stop rolling nat ones! Today your guys were fucking behaving. You didn't get a single one!
No, but I did get a 3.
Yeah, but 3 is not a funny number. Unless it's Rule 34.
To be fair, I did roll both a 3 and a 4 for that roll.
Well, I don't have anything made for that yet, so suck it up.
Sounds like ideas for the future. But
Get
probably
your
not
head out of
ones
the
for the
gutter.
Twitch.
Get your head out of the gutter. I'm not doing anything like that. That is way too much work and I don't get paid enough.
Just suddenly you roll a 34 and this siren comes out of the depths.
Yeah, you get dragged to Silent Hill, then we get to have that episode. Anyway, you're back to the world of the physical. You don't quite know where you are yet.
Still lost.
Still lost, but not lost in the fucking Feywild.
That was a lot of info for going to the Feywild.
Feywild is a crazy fucking place.
But there is one thing that I've been wanting to guess that has been crossing my head.
What's that?
Is my bracelet my anchor to sanity?
You don't feel anything, but roll a d20 for me.
18.
You get the feeling the bracelet is connected to you strongly for sure. You can't quite remember how. It's and what that woman said, something about home not being home anymore, and something about failure. You get the sense that you're missing a crucial component to this, but you don't quite know how. You know you need to go somewhere, but where you have no idea. You seem far away from wherever where is.
Well, I for sure know I need to go to Opiate.
You're on opiate.
Oh, then what? Go to Opiate in 1 month's time, and I'm on Opiate?
She, she's basically telling you to return to opiate once you leave.
Oh.
Yeah, because this is a tiny island. Is teeny fucking tiny.
Alrighty. Well, with that,
Alrighty then.
everybody have a great day.